spooky season, which means campus is getting ready for Halloween. Hello, I'm Justin Gick.
Nick Palayo. Rather than leaving your dog at home for trips, there is now an easier way to travel with your pet. We have all this and more coming up on LTV News, where the action never stops.
Hello and welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney Avenue, Philadelphia, and the world.
There is a lot to catch up on in the next half hour as Sam Long had the chance to sit down with a member of the Mask to discuss their annual haunted house. So let's hear the buzz around campus.
The NCAA has recently announced that LaSalle's graduation success rate is nationally ranked in the top 10% of all Division I schools. With an overall score of 95 out of 100 points, LaSalle's overall grade is up 3 points and currently sits at the highest it has ever been in the 15 years of the NCAA rating system. 8 programs earned perfect scores, including women's soccer and men's tennis, which have had perfect scores for 11 consecutive years, in addition to women's basketball and volleyball, which have had 9 straight years of perfect scores. The GSR rating system was developed to account for transfer students who graduate from different institutions than they started their collegiate careers in.
Last month, the Communication Center hosted a Tech Girls workshop where girls interested in careers in technology were able to learn about what it takes to create a TV show. A Tech Girls participant has the story about her experience with the TV studio workshop.
28th, LaSalle's Communication Center held a workshop for tech girls that teaches them what it takes to put together a TV show. The girls spent their day learning about TV production. They first received a tour of the studio where they were shown all the equipment and tasks needed to be done to create a TV show. Before the Tech Girls workshop, most of the girls did not have prior experience with TV production. LaSalle students assisted and taught everyone how to run through one of LTV's shows, but then it was the girls' turn to take over. They participated in shooting segments, with some of the girls managing the equipment behind the scenes. Some of them even starred in front of the camera, delivering reports that will be shown on various LTV programs. By the end of the day, the Tech Girls left with new knowledge on the technology that is used in TV production for LTV. I'm Kiara Jones.
You know, Justin, it's always so great to bring people from outside of the university into our studio, kind of show them how it's done. And I had the opportunity last month to help with the workshop, and it was just great to show people what we do every day here.
Yeah, well, it's a great program, and I like to see the next generation of media students coming in and getting that experience.
Exactly. We possibly had some explorers sitting in our midst, so
maybe.
Never know.
Well, the Association for Women in Communications is partnering with LaSalle's Communication Center to host the career event, Coming Back to Pay It Forward. This event will feature accomplished alumni returning to campus to give students advice and guidance when it comes to potential career paths. Mike Sealski of the Philadelphia Inquirer will address the students about careers in communication as the keynote speaker for the afternoon. Students will also be able to have their resume reviewed by Career Services, as well as have their headshot taken for LinkedIn. The career event will be held at the Communication Center on November 1st from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m.
With Halloween quickly approaching, Sam Long had the chance to sit down with Christina DeLullo, a member of the Mask, to talk about the organization's annual haunted house. Check it out.
I'm Sam Long. Today I'm sitting down with the Mask, Christina DeLullo, to talk about the haunted house event they're going to be running. Christina, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So,
Pleasure to be here.
I know you guys have a different theme every year.
Yes.
Can you explain what the theme is this year and what students can expect going into it?
Well, this year we've cooked up a spooky theme, witchy. It's going to be witches. That's all I know that it entails thus far, because it's a mystery up until the day of. Some of us get to set up. There's actors this year. This is my 4th year being a part of the haunted house because I'm a senior now. So it's kind of sad for me, but I'm excited with all the newcomers, all the freshmen that came in. They're excited too. This year we are set to have it from 7 to 1 p.m. So come on out.
Now, where is it going to be held?
So it'll be held, we take students through the Dan Rodden. We have tour guides who walk students around as the actors jump out at them, and there's a lot to expect. So
Now, how many students usually come out and participate in the event?
roughly, we get a decent amount. I'd say maybe 40 to 50 students that come out, but actor-wise, I'd say roughly 10. In total, there's like 20 of us that actually partake in the event.
Now, how do they decide who's going to be an actor and who's not going to be?
So we just volunteer. We have a Google spreadsheet. We say what we want to do, what we want to be, and then they divvy up the parts and delegate it the day of.
Now,
So,
you said it runs from 7 to 1. Is that 7 p.m. to 1 in the morning?
yes.
So
it's a late
if
night.
you're an actor, do you work throughout that whole 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. or do you switch out with other people?
Oh yes, we are an actor all night. It's a lot of screaming. We might lose our voice, but it's worth it in the end. It's to scare the students around campus, and just the fun. It's so much fun.
Now, so you said you lose your voice. You lose your voice every year? Or?
Usually, it's expected, just because depending on what roles we have, there is a lot of screaming. So, yes.
So,
Do you intend to come?
am I going to be spooked if I come out?
We'll see. To be determined. But
Now-
I'll put in pencil your name in.
On average, how many students do you have come out to come to the haunted house?
Usually, I'd say 50 students at most. We're lucky if we get 60 to come out, because it is a Friday night, but we do expect a good turnout. It's pretty popular.
Have you guys been advertising this event a lot? Have there been flyers around campus?
Yes, there has been flyers, and we are also pairing up with Late Night LaSalle to help broadcast the event and to help draw attention to the event.
Those late night LaSalle events usually get a pretty decent turnout. Hopefully a lot more students from that will end up coming to the haunted house.
Yes,
Is there anything else going on along with the haunted house sponsored by Late Night LaSalle at the same time?
No, usually late night events, there's one per night. So there's one event Friday night, which is the haunted house, and then Saturday night, a promo, there's Nugget Mystery Night, so adding to the whole spooky weekend.
Nugget Mystery Night, that sounds interesting. What's going to be going on then?
A ton of chicken nuggets and a murder mystery, so students get to act in one and partake in one. So
Are you involved in that too?
I might be attending that event. I work for late night too, but I don't work for late night, the event of the haunted house, the time of the haunted house. So I get to be a part of the haunted house, which is cool.
Are there any other mask events coming up?
So yes, there's Young Frankenstein coming up starting November 8th and running till the 16th of November. So you're welcome to come out, as are other students. It is a very spooky musical, and we're really excited. It's very comical. The actors have worked every single day, long and hard, to be able to put on the production. So has the production team, tech-wise as well. So we're excited for it all to come together.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming on, Christina. I'm going to send it back over to the desk.
That sounds like a great event, Nick. I'll have to see if I can stop by for this.
Both the haunted house and their upcoming performance of Young Frankenstein should be a big hit.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to a couple of the shows before, and they always do a really good
Yeah,
job.
the mask always does such a great job. But
Yeah.
whenever I'm in the union and they're practicing, I can hear them warming up. They're a large cast. They have powerful singing voices. I can hear it from Starbucks. It should be fun.
Yeah.
Now I know you wanted to dress. We kind of forgot that this was our Halloween episode. It kind of slipped our minds. But who would you have dressed up for if you had to dress up? Now are we going like news anchor?
I would have
themed?
went news anchor themed. I would have been George Stephanopoulos, which I kind of am today because I'm sporting the glasses like he does.
Okay.
And I like the politics stuff. So.
Yeah, George Stephanopoulos.
Who would you have been?
I don't know. I feel like classic is Jim Gardner from Channel 6.
Oh, there you go.
But
Perfect.
There you go. Get the two greats on desk together.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Well, the Mask hosted its cabaret on October 18th in the Dan Rodden Theater. The event was an opportunity for students to showcase their singing abilities and talents in front of a crowd. Student Ariana Hemmings, a participant in the cabaret, said that the overall experience of the event was fun, and she hopes to enjoy more events like this in the future. Hemmings sang She Used to Be Mine from the Broadway musical Waitress. She felt love and joy to be able to sing in front of her friends and family. Hemmings also enjoyed watching other performers sing songs with confidence, while the audience enjoyed the music.
Well, it's time for our first break, but coming up, a Philly officer who survived cancer is now facing her next climb, Mount Kilimanjaro. Stay tuned.
The sun of fire and beauty, destruction and life. Something so magnificent you can't even look at it. My sun of fire and passion, life until death. Something so magnificent you can't look away. Maybe because we don't look at the sun, we are afraid that we might not be able to let go of the beauty that just might end up destroying us.
You know you watch. You shouldn't be watching this. You should be watching Salle TV. Hey, watch the Salle TV. You know you watch.
Man, Keegan is taking this You Know You Watch thing way too seriously.
You know you watch LaSalle TV.
This is Kevin, and Kevin could use some kindness. Here's Ian. He could be that man. Ian chooses to be inconsiderate and not hold the door for Kevin, and in turn, Kevin suffers. Kindness may be a choice, but doing so is always the right one. So if Ian can make the right choice, you can too.
Allowing your four-legged friend to accompany you in your Uber ride used to be unheard of, but now the rideshare company has announced a new feature, Uber Pet, that allows users to travel with their favorite furry companion. This new service will cost riders an extra $3 to $5, with service animals exempt from the fee and able to ride at no extra cost. While the add-on has been available since October 16th, Uber drivers have the option of allowing pets in their vehicles, meaning the feature is not standard across the app and may not be available everywhere. For now, check out the feature in major cities such as Austin, Denver, Nashville, Minneapolis, Phoenix, Tampa Bay, and Philadelphia. Uber hopes to expand this feature to more cities in the future.
With all the unique restaurants and shops in Philly, this next place has certainly gone to the dogs. Our producer Julie Wood had the chance to check out the pet-friendly dog bakery. Take a look.
The pet-friendly dog bakery doesn't just sell treats and accessories to pet owners. It is also a pet-friendly shop for dog owners and their furry friends to hang out. Located in Manayunk, this bakery offers a wide variety of treats, even offering free samples for its visitors.
Everybody really likes our dog cookies that we have in the case and our dog cakes. They're all made locally right here in Manayunk by a local baker. They're all human grade, and I've tried them. They're pretty good. And most dogs, even dogs that are kind of picky, like them because they're really, really similar to human stuff.
Here, dogs are treated like guests, not only able to shop for treats, but they are also able to attend weekly pup parties. This week's theme is the Burner Bash, celebrating the Bernese Mountain Dogs in the area. However, there are plenty of other dog parties.
We do different events throughout the month based on the dogs that we see every day and what we think would be a really cute event. Sometimes we do events like pool parties, and it doesn't always have to be a specific dog type, but a lot of times we do have specific dog type events because we see a lot of them in the neighborhood.
Even if you're unable to attend a party, the Dog Lounge and Park is always available for visitors.
Our dog park is open anytime we're open, so you're always welcome to bring your own dog in, or if you just want to watch dogs play. It's a really nice weekend. There's generally a bunch of dogs here to watch and just have fun.
For LTV News, I'm Julie Wood.
Once again, we have Julie checking out another pet-friendly spot around the city.
Well, if I would have went, here's what I would have done. I would have went, here Rover, fetch.
Once again, Justin acting out his interviewing with the animals.
I know, right? I would have gotten it a Purina latte this time.
There you go. Next time, Julie, interview the animals. We want to know what they're
feeling.
feeling.
And bring me along.
And bring Justin. He obviously wants to go and experience it.
Exactly.
But in all seriousness, my girlfriend has a soft-coated Wheaten Terrier at home named Bentley. It'd be adorable to bring him, along and to check out one of these spots.
Well, the Philadelphia Parking Authority will be removing its old parking kiosks and replacing them with new solar-powered kiosks. The new kiosk will require drivers to enter their license plate number, parking zone number, and payment method of either cash or card, after which drivers will receive a paper ticket or an electronic receipt. The paper receipts no longer need to be placed on a car's dashboard, and instead, officers will be scanning each car's plate to ensure that parking was paid for. The Philadelphia Parking Authority Executive Director Scott Petrie says that, quote, the Philadelphia Parking Authority has always embraced the use of innovative technology to improve efficiency and the overall parking experience and quality for Philadelphia's residents and visitors, end quote. For now, the kiosks have been installed on Arch Street between 4th and 12th Streets and will eventually be citywide.
The BBC released its annual 100 Women list this past week, and Philadelphia urbanist Katrina Johnston Zimmerman was named champion in the Earth category. Every year, the BBC releases a list of 100 inspiring and influential women from around the world. And this year, the list asks, what would the future look like if it were driven by women? Johnston Zimmerman was named for her work in co-founding the Women-Led Cities Initiative, which aims to bring women's voices to the forefront of urban planning and design. Johnston Zimmerman celebrated her recognition by the BBC on Twitter, saying she will be speaking in London at one of 2 future conferences hosted by the BBC. Also recognized in the Earth category were Greta Thunberg and Autumn Peltier, the 2 15-year-old climate change and clean water activists that sparked international attention after speaking at the UN's Climate Action Summit last month.
Lieutenant Jennifer Vrana of the Philadelphia Police Department faced the fight of her life when she was diagnosed with cancer in November of 2001. While enduring treatment procedures, the Philadelphia Police Department lieutenant composed a bucket list actually accomplishing many of the adventures listed. From skydiving over the Arizona desert to visiting the Egyptian pyramids, Vrana traveled all over the world, eventually winning her battle against cancer. Now in remission, the lieutenant is currently gearing up for the next item on her bucket list, a climb to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Vrana plans to reach the 19,341-foot high peak on the same day that she received a crucial stem cell transplant treatment 17 years ago in her initial fight against cancer. To commemorate her cancer battle and the current battles of so many, Vrana wants to collect a $1 donation for every step she takes to reach the mountain summit, with all donations going towards the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
One of America's most terrifying haunted houses is right in our own backyard here in Philly. Our producers were able to get a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to create this attraction. Check it out.
Eastern State Penitentiary, already scaring visitors from its notorious history as a prison, transforms itself into one of America's most terrifying haunted houses for the Halloween season. Terror Behind the Walls consists of 6 attractions featuring spine-chilling scenes and actors in horrifying makeup. Kia Smith, one of the makeup artists for Terror Behind the Walls, discussed the process it takes to create these terrifying appearances.
Some of us come in as early as 11 o'clock to start running brows for the zombies because we make about 98% of the prosthetics that we use, we make on site. And that's being part of the fabrication team. So in the summertime is when we start. We start sculpting and figuring out what our scope is going to be and just putting looks together.
While the makeup seems to be a small aspect of the elaborate attractions, it is actually one of the most tedious tasks. The makeup artists pay attention to the details in every character's look for terrifying interactions with the visitors.
You know, we just want to make sure that the show gets out on time and that all the looks look wonderful so we can, you know, keep our good reputation. The makeup is like emotions to me. It's like you can have really happy days where you're bright and pretty and pastel and glowy, and then sometimes you can have some days where you're darker and just smoky and all that. Makeup is very versatile. I love the, again, the emotions that the makeup brings out of people. Like some people get really scared, but still it's like, oh my God, it's so awesome, it's so disgustingly fabulous. So it's always good to hear that.
Even if you've walked through the haunting halls of Eastern State, there are always new features and frights created each year.
I want them to be really scared and entertained at the same time. There's a lot going on, so it's not just a scare. There's a show going on. It's very interactive, so you can get drawn in if you opt in. It's just a lot of things to go on, and if you've been here in prior years, you still want to come back because things change a little bit every year, so there's always something new.
For LTV News, I'm Julie Wood.
Nick, I was really nervous before we went through this attraction. I didn't know what to expect. I've never done like a haunted house quite like this before. So, of course, I let our producer Julie go first, and then Sam was behind me, and I let Julie get scared first so I could see the people coming out at me.
Exactly. Now, I know you can like get an extra spooky experience if you like wear the necklace. Did you do that?
No. Sam and Julie did, and then at one point Julie got separated from us, and I was like,
then you were all alone.
I know, I didn't like that.
Good strategy, putting someone in front and someone behind you.
Exactly.
You're protected. I went through and I didn't think it was as scary.
Yeah.
It was fun. They definitely did a really good job.
Yeah, afterwards I liked it too.
It's like $1 million operation in there. So
exactly.
Definitely recommend.
Well, coming up after this last break, we'll hear about the latest developments at NASA. We'll be right back.
Have you been to the land of happy, where everyone's happy all day? Where they joke and they sing of the happiest things, and everything's jolly and playful? There's no one unhappy in happy. There's laughter and smiles galore. I've been to the land of happy. What a bore. What a bore. What a bore.
Exposure to blue light can mess with your sleep and memory cycle, so make sure you limit your screen time at least 2 hours before you go to bed.
Yo, bro, what's good?
What's going on?
How you feeling, man?
Doing good. How you doing?
When'd you start smoking?
Smoking? It's a Juul, bro.
It's a Juul?
Yeah.
Listen, you might as well be smoking cigarettes. When you start juuling or vaping, you're 4 times more likely to start smoking cigarettes.
Is that true?
That's very true. Give me the Juul. You don't need it.
To learn more about e-cigarettes, go to thetruth.com.
Welcome back. On Saturday, October 19th, the United Kingdom's Parliament voted to block Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Brexit deal until it is able to further evaluate Johnson's plan. The vote comes after a bill was passed last month in Parliament stating that if a deal for the UK's exit from the European Union was not reached by the 19th, Johnson will have to request a 3-month extension past the October 31st deadline. After Parliament's most recent vote, Johnson filed the necessary extension, something he has been adamantly against doing, with the European Union in Brussels. Now it is a waiting game to see if the other 27 member nations approve Johnson's request, which could take several days and potentially result in another EU summit. Johnson, meanwhile, could still execute his plan to successfully divorce the UK from the European Union by the Halloween deadline if he's able to get his plan passed during another vote on Monday, October 21st.
On Tuesday, October 15th, the fourth Democratic presidential debate took place in Ohio. 12 candidates took the stage, including frontrunners Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Kamala Harris. Healthcare was discussed, and Kamala Harris made headlines when she demanded that President Trump be kicked off Twitter. The Democrats will face off again on November 20th for the fifth debate. In other political news, the impeachment inquiry into President Trump and his Ukrainian relationship continues, with more details emerging each week. On Thursday, October 18th, the president's acting chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, told reporters that the Trump administration held up money to Ukraine because the administration wanted to investigate corruption there. This story continues to develop.
The teachers of the Chicago Teachers Union have been on strike for 5 days now, debating class sizes, staff numbers, and benefits for students like nurses and librarians in every school. Teachers from schools all across Chicago have walked out, and the city is unsure whether students will return to class in the upcoming week. There are over 26,000 teachers and 8,000 support workers currently denying work and contributing to protests and negotiations. The union hopes to reach a deal with the Chicago Public Schools. This is the first teachers' strike in Chicago since 2012, which was of similar size. That strike is remembered as the most influential teachers' strike of the decade, which set precedents for teachers' unions across America.
One small step has taken in NASA's pursuit to return to the moon. The space agency unveiled a new prototype spacesuit that could be worn for the next lunar landing. Back in May, the White House asked Congress to provide NASA an additional $1.6 billion in funding to return people to the lunar surface by 2024. The suit, named the Exploration Extravehicular Mobility Unit, will give the astronauts a greater range of motion at the waist, as well as 8 hours of oxygen. In addition, astronauts will be able to reach above their head for the first time ever. The new development comes as NASA tries to fit more body types into the roster of spacewalkers. Nick, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I know we said one small step, but this is another giant leap.
Exactly.
We go back to the moon, something that fascinated everyone in the late 60s, but
yeah.
We'll have to see. Well, now it's time to transition to everyone's favorite closing segment, hashtag What's Trending. Well, we have one trend today. While The Office remains one of the most popular shows on Netflix, with viewers easily able to quote and remember scenes, not everyone knows the behind-the-scenes secrets of the Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. A new podcast titled Office Ladies shares these unknown details for dedicated Office fans. Hosted by Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey, known for their roles as Pam and Angela in the Office series, the podcast features the ladies watching all 9 seasons and sharing stories about their time on set. The podcast was launched on October 16th, and new episodes are created each week. Now, I know there's an Office fandom that extends far and wide, so I'm sure this podcast is extremely popular, and I'll have to check it out. I'm a big Office fan. Have you seen
I've seen The Office a couple times, not really like that into it. But
yeah, I know now that they're making their way off Netflix, everyone's quick. Is coming back into excitement.
Well, that just about does it for this episode, but be sure to find us on the web as well as the rest of LaSalle TV on our Facebook page. We love to hear your thoughts, so tweet at us using our Twitter handle and start the conversation.
If you missed the scoop and want to see it, you can find episodes on YouTube on our LaSalle TV Philly page.
Until next time, for Nick, Sam, and the entire crew, I'm Justin Gick. Thanks for watching LTV News, where the action never stops.